Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. You know, usually during the show, I get to interview some of the biggest newsmakers in the gaming and casino industries. But this week, I'm going to be joined by the House of Cards executive producer, Doug Weischadle, and we're going to actually talk about some of the biggest news stories happening in the gaming and casino industry. Whether it be casinos, sports betting, iGaming, esports, the gaming industry is constantly changing, and Doug's going to pick a couple of the biggest stories that occur in the last month, and we're going to talk about them and see what they mean for the gaming industry. So when we come back, we're talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards. Hey, this is Dave Weischadle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of September 30th, 2024. BetMGM announced a strategic partnership with USA Today publisher Gannett. The partnership will make BetMGM the preferred online sportsbook and casino partner for USA Today Sports and will be providing BetMGM sports betting odds and betting information across the USA Today network. Gannett previously had an exclusive deal with Tipico US, which MGM Resorts recently bought. iGaming in New Jersey set a revenue record in August. According to the Division of Gaming Enforcement, iGaming in the Garden State reported $198.4 million in revenue for the month. That broke March's record of $197.2 million. That was the fourth time in a 7-month period that iGaming in the Garden State reported over $190 million in revenue. And finally, the Tropicana Hotel in Las Vegas is scheduled for demolition on October 8th, and Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino plans to say goodbye in style. Mandalay Bay will be hosting an event called the Tropicana Hotel Implosion Party, a spectacular farewell. According to Mandalay Bay, the celebration combines nostalgia, excitement, and a touch of demolition magic. Sounds like a cool party. Any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation, send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards.
I'm talking sick piles of money. I'm talking lay on your bed in your Vegas room, throw the money in the air, and dance as it showers down on you money. I'm talking frosted glass limo money. I'm talking big cowboy hat, silver turquoise buckle money. I'm talking gambling.
I am in love with you.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. This week, I'm joined by the House of Cards executive producer, Doug Weischadle, and we're going to actually talk about some of the biggest news stories happening in the gaming and casino industry.
Starting off our show here, exit-wise, we're going to go enter the exciting world of national legislation, federal legislation.
Yes.
We've... the sports betting industry has been growing and growing in this country, and it's been coming under fire in certain areas, especially in the advertising and the marketing aspects of the industry, and the way it's been. Well, let's face it, the way the country's been inundated with advertising. There's no other way to say that.
Yeah.
And
by the way, we're not totally clear. You know, I've read a lot of those commercials too. So.
We are not blameless.
Yes.
But, here we have U.S. Representative Paul Tonko and Senator Richard Blumenthal. They had a press conference at the Capitol introducing what they're calling the Safe Bet Act. Now, Safe Bet Act is basically, in a nutshell, they want some federal oversight on the sports betting industry, the sports gambling industry, and they go back to the ruling in SCOTUS, where SCOTUS basically, when they overturned PASPA, said that Congress can control Congress can directly control sports gambling on a national level. That's what they're reading into the SCOTUS decision.
Well, look,
I don't agree with that.
Well, look, in this country, we have the federal laws and state laws. The whole interesting thing about the Safe Bet Act is how it's going to interact with the state laws. I mean, the state laws, each state controls their own gambling industry. And every state has different rules when it comes to gambling. States have different rules to the ages of when people can start gambling.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see how this Safe Bet Act will intermingle with the state laws, and how, federal law will always overcome state law when there's a problem or there's a conflict. Federal law rules out. It will win out all the time. The only question is, how does that affect state laws underneath? So we're going to see how this, I'm assuming they're going to have hearings and things like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We've already heard from the American Gaming Association. We've already heard from Jeff Riffa's group, Idea Growth, and also Representative Dina Titus, who actually is one of the proponents of getting rid of the federal excise tax on sports betting. They're not really in favor of this. There's a lot of moving parts to the Safe Bet Act that, while some sound good, some just impinge upon states' rights, and that's where a lot of people
that's my issue there.
raise red flags.
How does it affect the state laws of the gambling industries within those states? And the other thing is enforcement. I mean, who's in charge with enforcement? How are they going to go about enforcing things? So it's going to have to be worked out. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, again, it's one of those situations.
I'm in favor of letting states handle the gambling industry within their borders.
I think there's some.
They have the regulatory and they have the enforcement mechanisms already there. So.
Well, I think there's some sort of balancing act that needs to be done anyway.
Well, that's for every law.
Yeah,
so,
but there's one good part to this that I like, and that's a national self-exclusion database.
Sure.
That actually would work in everybody's favor. Because if it's available to all the sports betting operators to use and make sure everything is on the up and up in terms of sending out there's been a lot of wrong emails going out to people that are on the self-exclusion list for different states.
Sure.
There's been all these different loopholes. There's been these different instances where people seem to get by without being caught that they're on the self-exclusion list.
Well, look, that could be carved out. You can have a national self-exclusion. You can have legislation for that. Right now, with states still controlling their own gambling enterprises. But, it's one of those things. How far does the Safe Bet Act go, and how will that affect the states regulating within their own borders? So we have to see about that.
Well, this is the one aspect of the Safe Bet Act I don't think is going to fly. The bill is proposing a restriction on advertising, basically a blackout on sports betting advertising between 8 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
That's all day.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard, that one.
Yeah, okay.
I can see during live sporting events maybe getting some traction because that's overseas too. There's a lot of that overseas. You can't stop the content that's being shown on the screen during the games, but no advertising during live sporting events. That knocks out the big game, the Super Bowl, World Series, all those things.
The one thing about federal legislation, when it starts impinging on the rights of private companies, then you have to take a really close look at it. I mean, are they doing this for betting? Are they doing this for alcohol ads? I mean, where does it stop?
Yeah, the equal protection, all that stuff.
It's one of those things where you really have to be careful with that. I mean, I love the national self-exclusion thing. That could be carved out into something and
not
still
sure
have the
about
states.
the blackout.
Yeah,
the blackout kind of bothers me a little bit. How about this one?
About that one.
Here's another aspect. Prohibits college player props on a national level. I mean, the NCAA is already trying to get that going anyway, and I can see the Safe Bet Act getting a lot of support from the NCAA for that one.
And I'm on record of saying I'm fine with that. You know, if I would rather you can bet on college games and don't do player props. I'm fine with that. If that's going to be the compromise, I could live with that. In New Jersey here, we can't bet on teams or collegiate activity in sports within the borders of New Jersey. I mean, so, I'd rather have us being allowed to bet on New Jersey colleges and sporting events and not be allowed to bet on player props. I think that's a fair compromise, I think.
I also like the idea of limiting the use of AI. The Safe Bet Act prevents the customized promotional things going out to everybody. I understand it, and it's a great feature.
Sure.
But it is something that you have to really look at closer. I think the use of it is started a whole new segment of our industry.
Prohibiting technology like that, I don't think
it's not prohibiting. It's just limiting.
Well, look, and then where are you going to limit it? I mean,
that's
AI
the
is
question
everywhere.
I have.
I have a concern about stuff like that. I have to see what they're saying in the bill and the act and things like that. But I like the national self-exclusion. I love that. That's great.
Here's the last one. Here's the last one.
I'm not crazy about limiting AI and things.
How about this one? Limiting bettors to 5 deposits in a 24-hour period.
No, I think
that one's not going to fly.
You're telling people how to use their own money. Whether it be inappropriate or appropriate, or it's. I have an issue with that. I mean, next you can only go to the supermarket once a week, or you can't put money on the lottery only twice a week. So
okay.
what are we doing here? I don't like when you put limiting things on legal activities.
Using your supermarket analogy.
All right, okay.
I get coupons that say limit 4.
Okay, well,
so
that's
fine. They're already something like that there. I don't know about if you can stop somebody from using their own money, and if they're responsible enough, and they're the age of majority and everything. I don't see that
for alcohol. Are you limiting people to 1 6-pack a week?
They try.
I mean that's. Yeah. I see. I'm not favor of that. And no. How to people, if you're legally spending your money on something, I don't think. You have to have some kind of sense that, people have some self-regulating thing, and if they don't, they should seek help for anything, whether
which
it be
is the
drinking
national
or gambling.
self-exclusion list.
I just don't understand that whole, limiting.
Suffice it to say, the Safe Bet Act has an uphill battle ahead of it.
So, but look, if you want to spend your money on something, I think you should be allowed to do it if it's legal. I think limiting people on how they spend their money, I think that's a little bit of an overreach in government. So I don't think I'm not crazy about that proposal.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards.
The bathroom of your dreams is only a phone call away with BCI Bath & Shower. We can make your ordinary bath and shower extraordinary. This is not a cookie-cutter design. This is a complete custom build that will fit your every need. It's never been easier or more affordable than right now to get the bathroom of your dreams. We have the best monthly programs in the industry with payments as low as $99 per month or no payments, no interest for 18 months with approved credit. The hardest part of your new bathroom is gutting and building the tub and shower. If your bathing area is old, there could be damage behind the walls and possible mold and mildew, which can be a serious safety issue. At BCI, we don't cover a problem, we fix it. Call now to get a never clean glass treated door with a no-track system at half off for the first 50 callers. Factory trained, certified installers made in the USA and discounts for seniors and military. Call 800-755-0466. That's 800-755-0466.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Whoa! I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. Oh, yeah, there's a show. Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
Well, here we are in the NFL season, and, you know, you got to look at the way this industry is shaping up. We've got the state of Colorado now feeling that some of the wording of the betting lines and odds and props are too aggressive or too negative.
Really? Okay.
Yes, we're going PC all of a sudden with these things.
Well, I'm sure it's a marketing thing, but give me some examples. I want to know what they're talking about.
Well, first of all, it's the Colorado Division of Gaming Enforcement,
okay.
Gaming, that is looking at that has done this.
Okay.
They went through over 100 different betting markets on the Colorado sports books that are out there right now, and they did this without consulting the operators. They just announced that there were 145 markets in question that had to be removed for being too negative or too concerning.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
You're no longer able to bet on, like they use this as an example for baseball.
Okay.
You're no longer able to bet on a player to hit a home run. You can't. It has player to hit a home run. No, that wager is not allowed anymore. The wording is not allowed.
Okay. I mean, the wording is an issue, not the actual bet.
No, the bet is fine. You just got to reword it. They want a more PC, more friendly, less negative wagering phrasing. That's what I'm saying. This is kind of weird. You know, like they even gave a golf example. Player to make or miss cut is now disallowed in Colorado.
Really?
You had to phrase it as player score over cut line score. Yes or no.
All right.
You know, see the way it's being phrased a little bit.
I'm trying
more,
to think of how to reword the home run thing.
They want a friendlier atmosphere when you go into your sports book, I guess.
Okay.
They went through 4,500 bets.
Would
in their
they
catalog.
just take out the no section of it and
you
got to
reword everything?
Yeah,
you got to reword.
Wow. Oh my God!
All the negative connotation aspects of all these betting wagers and lines and everything.
I'm assuming that
this is only Colorado.
I'm assuming
only Colorado.
The Colorado Gaming Commission gave some guidance and some, they just doesn't say reword it and then check with me later. Did they say
they are open to negotiation on some of the language?
Okay,
but what the Colorado Division of Gaming did, they performed an audit of all the sports betting operators in the state. And they audited about 3% of the overall Colorado sports betting catalog. There's about 4,500 markets in there.
Okay.
So they went through about 3% of that market, and they found a lot of the wording, the language being used by the sports betting operators were too negative.
See, I don't get that. I mean, the home run thing, either yes or no. I mean, there's nothing
positive or negative about it.
The wording was being used by the sports books. Player to hit a home run. No. That's what you were betting on. They won't allow something like that.
It's just a fact. It's not negative or positive. It's just a fact.
Well,
I mean, it's not.
It's just a negative connotation. It's not huggy-feely kind of thing. It's one of those things where
why isn't 2 + 2 5? It's not, because it's 4. I mean, that's what are you talking about? It's a fact. I mean, all right, it's just odd to me. I mean, it's just bizarre.
It's. I guess it's. I don't understand it myself.
I gotta look at this. It's bizarre what they're doing. I gotta take a look at this. I want to, like the start of the football season. Like, operators didn't have enough headaches and enough to deal with. And now they gotta do this,
and they have to deal with a setup that they were not giving any input in at the beginning of the process.
Sure,
they've got input towards the end of the process here, but these things were put into place already.
Yeah.
And, like I said, player to hit a home run, is no longer allowed, that kind of language.
Okay.
But, I mean, you still have under
Is
half
that
a
the
home
example
run.
they gave?
That's one of the examples they gave, yes.
All right.
Well, there's over 100 betting markets that are affected by this. In
All
Colorado only.
All right, well,
I'm just curious to see if any other state is going to follow this. This would be kind of interesting to see if you got to have like a PC kind of version of a sports book now.
Yeah, I know it's going to be interesting because, like we always say, there's different levels of sports betting because you have there's so many people involved in it. You have the software and the bookmakers, and they all have to work together, and it's kind of a big job.
It's a huge job if
what you're talking about, because you have to get all these. A lot of things go into motion when someone makes a bet. So you have to get everything in order.
Yep.
So everything's proper and everyone's, protected. And so it should be interesting to see how this shapes out.
Let me tell you, this is a pain in the butt for the multi-state operator.
Well, let me tell you
something. Because if you're like a BetMGM and you're in multi-states, and if one state has a certain restriction on the way you phrase your betting lines, that's a pain in the ass because you got to go and just do that one state versus everything else. Your traders have to be on the ball for this.
Sure.
And I think it's funny. I mean, might as well just launch a website PC bet.
I mean, they must have studies, or I'm trying to figure out what prompted this. I mean, is just there's a lot of people complaining about it. I mean, I just don't know what set this in motion in Colorado for them to look at this issue.
Well, they're thinking behind this. The Colorado Gaming Division of Gaming's thinking. They didn't want to put the focus on negative, poor, or underperforming athletes or teams.
All right,
I understand that.
I think their heart is in the right place.
Their head's not.
But I don't know.
Their head may not be.
I just want to know practically, how does this work out? I mean, certainly great intentions.
It's got to work out now.
Great intentions. I'm sure they're doing this, and I'm sure they're doing this for the betterment of the business and the public and whatever.
The industry,
Practically, I just want to see how this plays out. So.
It's going to play out.
Well, yeah, I want to see how it plays out.
I'm very curious to see what happens
and
if
whether
a
other
sports book
states
doesn't
jump
do it.
on this bandwagon.
I'm more curious to see what happens if a sports book fails to do every market in a more positive light. I mean, do they get fined?
Well, who judges
do they get the voided bets?
Negative?
I don't know what.
I mean,
the Division of Gaming.
I guess okay.
They're the ones who brought this stuff down.
I guess is this positive or negative, and they have a little vote in the meetings and kind of thing like that, I guess.
Or do you have to run all your line or your wagers, the wording of your wagers by the division before you put that?
Well, I'm sure they do that anyway.
Do you know how much of a delay that's going to be?
Well, I don't know. They have to do that anyway, but I'm just seeing there's more work in trying to get the wording right.
This is going to affect in-play betting more so than anything, because if you throw out an in-play bet and you put the wrong wording on
will Aaron Judge get a home run in this inning?
Or Aaron Judge to hit a home run? No, you throw that out in an in-play betting and
can you just leave the no part of it out and just say yes?
I think.
You just have a box that clicks yes and just leave the no out, and the no is implied if you don't pick yes or something.
I don't know.
Or no, you have to make the bet. So I'm trying to figure out how this works.
Yeah, you got to find wording.
You have to put
works.
a no if to make the actual bet. So I don't know how this is going to work.
I mean, you're going to have. Will there be an interception? You got to figure that one out.
Well, one team is negative and one team is positive, so I don't know how that would even work out.
Unless you do over-under interception 0.5.
Maybe.
For whatever. But there's probably so many different ways they're training their staff now, especially for Colorado. Again, this is just Colorado.
Okay.
We'll see if it actually sticks. Okay. I don't know if any other states are going to do it. I think you're right. This might just be
I don't know.
Colorado.
Maybe, who knows?
If it works in Colorado, maybe other states will do it.
I don't know. Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand.
Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-479-3522. That's 800-479-3522. 800-479-3522.
With costs going up, Adam & Eve is the best deal around. With 50% off a sexy adult product at adamandeve.com. That's 50% off right now when you point the camera on your smartphone at the code on the screen. Don't get up. Just open your camera and point it at the screen. Hurry! You'll also get 10 free gifts, including free discreet shipping at checkout. This is your chance to get more for less. So scan now for 50% off plus 10 free gifts from adamandeve.com.
If you don't have final expense life insurance, this message is for you. LifeCare provides valuable information about whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and other final expenses. A final expense life insurance policy is fast and available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exam, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral costing $9,420 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses. Your premium will never increase. Your policy will have a cash value and a death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense life insurance with a lifetime lock, call 800-601-9488. That's 800-601-9488.
Hey, this is Dave Weischadle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash.
BetMGM announced a strategic partnership with USA Today publisher Gannett. The partnership will make BetMGM the preferred online sportsbook and casino partner for USA Today Sports, and will be providing BetMGM sports betting odds and betting information across the USA Today network. Gannett previously had an exclusive deal with Tipico US, which MGM Resorts recently bought. Fanatics Sportsbook announced a partnership with the Washington Spirit of the National Women's Soccer League. According to the agreement, Fanatics Sportsbook is the team's official sports betting platform and is the operator's first team sponsorship deal with a professional women's sports organization. And finally, speaking of Fanatics, Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City cut the ribbon on the new Fanatics Sportsbook in the Gallery. This marks the first retail sportsbook for Fanatics in New Jersey. The star-studded opening included Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin, Jay-Z, who is co-founder of Fanatics, pro golfer Justin Thomas, former NBA star Jalen Rose, and former Pittsburgh Steeler Ryan Clark.
From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the House of Cards?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weischadle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with House of Cards executive producer Doug Weischadle, talking about some of the biggest gaming and casino news stories of the month.
Have a couple of sports betting surveys by the American Gaming Association to hit.
Good.
We haven't had a chance to talk about them. One's dealing with the football season, one's dealing with gambling in general.
Okay.
And both have reported all-time highs in both their categories.
Yeah, I heard about the football. They're expecting a very big betting year for football. So,
but
now is this just pro football or is this?
This is
all
just NFL. NFL. This is NFL, and might as well start talking there anyway. They released both their surveys. One was the NFL betting survey. They always do before the start of the year. We just haven't had a chance to talk about it. The other one was a survey looking into the acceptance by Americans of gambling in general.
Okay, yeah, I heard about this one too. So,
both went to all-time highs for this. Mm-hmm. And starting with the NFL, according to the American Gaming Association, 2024 is going to be the most legally bet-on season in the 7 seasons since sports betting began in the United States.
Yeah, I would imagine that, yeah.
They're anticipating $35 billion.
Wow.
Being bet on the NFL this season.
I have to go back and look to see the start of last NFL season, how many states and jurisdictions were allowed, and now compared to this, I think there are only 2 or 3 more.
We've got 3 more, Maine, Vermont, and North Carolina. Okay. All are launched. They're starting betting. These are the new inductees into the sports betting realm there.
So, like I said, there are new markets. There are a lot of new people starting in the bet, and there's my cold.
There you go.
There's my cold. But no, it's an amazing thing. In 2018, I would never expected betting to be looking like this, especially for the NFL season with the amount of states involved. So it's great.
Well, it'll be interesting to see where this number ends up at the end of the season because, like I said, the American Gaming Association does this every year. They predict year by year what's going to happen. At the end of last season, the NFL betting was about $26.7 billion, which was more than they anticipated. I remember the number was something like $24 billion. Mm-hmm. They went up. They actually did $26.7 billion. Okay. So 35 is their projection. I'm just wondering if it's going to be 37, 38, 40. I'm wondering, where it's going to end up. If this is the most legally bet on, they're anticipating North Carolina more so college football than pro football, which makes sense for that area. Sure. Maine and Vermont, I guess everyone's going to be betting against the Patriots because they suck this year.
Fade the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so. But it'll be interesting to see where this number actually ends up.
Sure.
The other survey, like I said, had an all-time high. According to this survey, which is gambling acceptance, more and more people in America, adults in America, of legal gambling age, I should say, are more accepting of of gambling in this country.
Well, yeah, I can imagine that because I'm just gauging it by the area of the country we live in. It's just so in your face. There's television commercials. There are print commercials. You can't drive down the highway without seeing a billboard for, well, here in New Jersey is online casinos and on sports betting and things like that. So, it's becoming part of the background noise. I walk into a room, television's on, probably gambling commercials on. So it's one of those things where it's just part of daily life now.
Well, according to the survey, 59% of Americans have found gambling personally acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the all-time high number. Kind of interesting to see some of these other numbers that they threw out with this. You've got record level engagement. The gaming industry is nearly 9 in 10. 88% of Americans find casino gambling to be acceptable for themselves or others. Mm-hmm. They have, here you go, 55% of all American adults have participated in some form of gambling in the past year. Well, that's a big number right there.
Well, one other thing now that has become incredibly important to the gambling industry is lottery. So,
yes.
I mean, a lot of people don't even consider lottery gambling, but it is. And they, everyone gets their ticket every year or every week and things like that. So,
lottery was not part of this survey.
Well, but it's one of those things where, it's part of, putting down money to win more money. So I think that action is becoming more and more acceptable to a lot of people. And, I think, people... And let's be honest, lottery is gambling. I know it's probably not part of this
no, it's not considered
survey,
commercial
but,
gaming right now.
But it's that act which people find acceptable.
Yep. 28% gambled at a physical casino.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting number. That's grown.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are more concerned about the cannibalization, but you see the physical casino visits.
There's more and more casinos popping up.
Yep.
Chicago's having casinos. Virginia's starting.
If Chicago ever gets that one built there.
Yeah, well, they have a temporary one.
Yeah.
So.
21% have placed a sports bet in the past year.
Mm-hmm.
That's grown a little bit, too. Mm-hmm. So, it's this was the interesting number. According to the survey, 122 adult American citizens have visited a casino for gambling or other entertainment purposes.
Sure.
90% of casino visitors consider the entertainment provided by casinos to be innovative.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly
what
they throw into the innovative side.
I know people who go to casinos the casinos in this country have some of the best restaurants around. So,
yes.
if you're, live close to a casino, a lot of people go just for the restaurants.
Yes.
They don't even have to play the slots or whatever. So, and they have shows there. If you want a special occasion, go to a show. So you don't have to gamble at a casino to go to a casino.
No.
So.
Well, they also 89% believe the casinos offer good value for money compared to other entertainment options.
Sure.
So casinos, the wide breadth of what the casinos are offering are working. It's getting more and more people in there. Interesting number here. The average age of casino goers has dropped. It went from 49.6 in 2019 to 41.9.
Nice. Wow.
That's a
pretty big drop.
It's over, what is that, 5 years? 5 years. It's been consistently falling, and that has a lot to do with the other options being offered, the shows,
I think
the restaurants.
A lot of that also has to do with sports betting. I think sports betting
so too.
has really attracted a younger audience. So, good. But I'm glad to see that. So.
Gaming industry, 2 all-time highs.
Great.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Attention! If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on the show. We're going to start off with a little news from the Michigan Lottery. So we're heading up to Michigan for the first news story.
All right.
We just had Friday the 13th very recently.
Okay. Was that a big day for the lottery, or
for all the triskaidekaphobes out there?
Okay, that's a fear of 13.
Fear of 13. Okay. If you're in Michigan, it seems to be a lucky day for Michigan lottery players.
Okay.
And the Michigan Lottery actually released a statement saying that they have had 4 jackpots on Friday the 13th.
Wow. All right.
Yes. Let's see. We had 4 Mega Millions jackpots totaling more than $170 million on Friday the 13th alone.
Okay.
We have, let's see, one was in June of 2008.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just this past Friday. Oh, okay. So in total,
4.
Friday the 13th. This is throughout the years.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Okay.
I saw the press release. Had to talk about this because I've always thought Friday the 13th was kind of a lucky day myself. I mean, I've always won jackpots on. I actually won a slot jackpot on Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say how much, but I did win one. So I'm not enough to get into beating the house, by the way.
Okay.
I can't report on myself. But we had, over the years, the Michigan Lottery has had 4 major jackpots on Friday the 13th.
All right.
June 2008, May 2011, June 2014, and October 2017. The October Friday the 13th one is kind of spooky, but it was kind of interesting because the 2017 jackpot was also shared by a winner in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So there is some luck attached to, there have also been other jackpots on Friday the 13th. New York had one in March 2009, and Ohio had one in November 2015.
Okay.
So I just thought, all this talk about Friday the 13th that was going on while it was happening, for the Michigan Lottery to come out and say, hey, it's not that unlucky a day, especially for the lottery industry. Kind of fun to see. I mean, you have $57 million won on June 13th, 2008.
All right. Where is this at?
This is all Michigan.
This is all Michigan.
This is the Michigan Lottery, guys.
Okay.
$57 million, June 13th, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
$27 million, May 13th, my birthday, 2011. $66 million on June 13th in 2014. And then $21 million October 13th in 2017.
Okay.
So there's been a good amount of money won on Friday the 13th.
I got to be honest with you. I really don't think about Friday the 13th. I think someone on Friday the 13th, this past Friday, I said, oh, it's Friday the 13th. It was in the afternoon. I didn't realize it. So, I usually don't know what date it is anyway. So I have to always look at a calendar. So, but no, I never thought, until someone says something, I don't think about Friday the 13th.
Well, until I saw this, release, I really didn't think too much about, lottery on a Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I realized it's a Mega Millions. And what is it, Tuesday, Fridays?
Yeah.
So, but they just wanted to put out that note saying that it's not that unlucky a day for a lot of people.
No, it appears I might want to play on Friday the 13th. Why not?
That's it for the news this week. Very short segment there.
Okay.
We're going to head over to our jackpots. Our jackpot segment is going to be starting off in our own backyard down in Atlantic City.
All right.
Ocean Casino Resort.
Oh, okay. They recently got I don't know what you would call it, the naming rights to the sports book, or it's Fanatics.
Fanatics launched a new sports book.
Okay.
It's actually first retail venue in the state.
Yeah, Ocean Casino Resort.
At
That's not part of what you're talking about now, right?
No. That's But just to finish that story, it's the old Gallery Book and Bar.
Yes.
That's where they're located. Yes. That's like a raised bar in the middle of the floor with gaming tables around it and also a sports book.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that used to have a television studio in it for one of the networks there for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. It used to be upstairs.
Yeah,
or something
they had
like
a whole
that.
section out there.
I don't know.
That, so,
I don't even know what was broadcast from there.
Nothing right now.
Oh,
so maybe
okay.
Fanatics will bring something there.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully.
But we have, in the press release, Ocean Casino Resort having some fun with the game itself, because they started off saying, in an electrifying turn of events. And what they have here is the Dollar Store machine. It's a lightning link.
Okay.
So, electrifying turn of events.
Oh,
lightning.
okay, all right.
They had a little fun with it. But the Dollar Store machine, Morris County resident, remained anonymous. Did a $20 bet on the Dollar Storm slot machine and won $1,459,533.97.
You know, I've been in casinos a lot, and I've never been on the floor when someone wins something like that. So it's got to be exciting. It's got to be fun to see, you know?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I've just never experienced that. I was never on the floor when someone's won a jackpot like that.
I mean, I'm assuming bells, whistles, all those things, cheering, yelling, all that stuff.
Ocean Casino personnel would come by and assist anyone who's done something like that, I would think. And, you know, I think it'd be pretty cool to see. It'd be pretty cool if it happened to me, but...
That'd be even cooler, yeah.
You know.
But according to the casino, I didn't know this. This is one of the most significant payouts in the casino's history. So obviously they've had something bigger. That implies they've had something
maybe,
bigger.
Who knows? I mean, it's $1.4 million, so I would guess it would be significant for any casino. So, you know.
But, I mean, the way that's phrased makes it sound like there may be something bigger in the history. I got to go back and take a look. I got to go back and take a look. So,
it's a very popular casino. It's always crowded when I'm there, so, you know. They might be bigger winners. Who knows?
And they said enjoy the incredible luck and the modest bet that created the $1.45 million.
Sure.
We're leaving New Jersey, heading over to Mississippi.
All right.
Now, Mississippi has been churning out jackpots.
Well, Biloxi?
Biloxi, Mississippi. We're going to Biloxi, as a matter of fact.
Well, you've had a lot from Biloxi.
I haven't, no. The players have had a lot.
You've been reporting
jackpots.
a lot.
I've been reporting
from
a lot,
Biloxi.
yes. We've got IP Casino Resort. We don't talk too much about IP Casino Resort. It's always overshadowed by Harrah's Gulf Coast and Beau Rivage.
Does IP stand for something? I don't even know what that is.
You would have to ask that.
I don't know.
I actually don't know what IP means. It does stand for something, and
Okay.
I apologize for not knowing what that means.
Okay.
Thinking no one was ever going to ask that question.
Well, I mean, go ahead. You keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
But the reason I have this story here is because we have another Dollar Storm jackpot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, another aristocrat Dollar Storm jackpot. We've got a player who is a resident of Mississippi. Doesn't say if it's a local of Biloxi, but it's a resident of Mississippi, wished to remain anonymous. $7.50 bet, $126,555.
Oh, okay.
Happened on a Friday the 13th.
Wow, another Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Jackpot.
That's why
Okay.
I started off with that news release. I thought it was kind of interesting. We're seeing a lot of these Friday the 13th jackpots being reported.
Mm-hmm. I'm not seeing anywhere where it says why it's IP Casino Resort. It looks pretty cool, though. It's a Boyd property. It has a FanDuel sportsbook, looks pretty cool.
Second jackpot for IP Casino this year, the 14th since March for all Biloxi area casinos. One other interesting note, and since this was the Friday the 13th edition of Beating the House, I guess, the IP Casino is one of the only casinos with a designated 13th floor.
Okay. Yeah. Usually...
Most casinos go 12 to 14. They have a 13th floor, which is actually kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I know office buildings that don't have 13th floors. They have a 13th floor. They don't just call it a 13th floor. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yep. Staying with our Friday the 13th theme here, we're leaving Mississippi, heading out to Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th jackpot in Henderson for a player playing at Green Valley Ranch Resort. Lightning cash, $25 bet, $106,172.90.
Wow, okay.
That ends our Friday the 13th homage.
Oh, okay.
That's it for the Friday the 13th.
That's another Friday the 13th.
That was another Friday the 13th one.
Okay.
I can't believe how many happened on Friday the 13th. It's staggering if you think about it, because everyone tries to avoid Friday the 13th. I love the fact they have a 13th floor.
We have to find out if Friday the 13th is a big day in a casino. I mean, I've always talked to casino personnel. We've had them on the show a lot. I got to ask, if Friday the 13th is a big day at a casino,
I never think about that. I mean, they have big days for just about everything on the calendar. I never really think about a Friday. Do they have Friday the 13th parties or
they
giveaways?
Should have like a Friday the 13th promotions and stuff. That'd be the day to get people out playing in Friday the 13th. They might. Who knows? Some might.
Yeah,
it might be a big day in casinos. I don't know. I just never thought about it.
Well, a lot of people do take off Fridays. I mean, Friday the 13th should be no exception for a lot of crowds going down to a casino, but it does turn out to be a lucky day for a lot of players.
Sure.
I'm waiting for, going off this, I'm waiting for a Friday the 13th slot machine.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I guess it'd be the movie. Who would own that intellectual property?
Probably, I don't know about the producers. I know the first one was independently produced, but
okay.
But after that, I think the company that has been releasing probably owns a lot of the IP. So,
okay.
But I would think
that
would be
maybe that's
great...
what IP stands for in the casino, intellectual property.
I don't think intellectual
Probably
property
not.
casino, no.
Probably not.
No, but
if anyone has any idea what IP stands for, or does it stand for anything?
Yeah, it has to stand for something. So. It probably international or island paradise or
something. I don't know.
Something like that. But yeah, I think a Friday the 13th slot machine would be a cool thing.
Okay.
We're leaving Nevada now, Green Valley Ranch Resort, Nevada. We're going over to Iowa.
Oh, all right.
We don't
have a lot in Iowa.
No, we
haven't talked about Iowa a lot in this segment.
Not only are we going to Iowa, we're going to a riverboat casino in Iowa.
Oh, okay.
You don't talk too many riverboat casino jackpots.
Now, some of these riverboats don't float.
They float, but they don't leave the dock.
They're docked.
Yeah,
I mean, they don't go down the river.
No, they don't leave the dock. No.
Is this one that actually goes down the river, or is it just docked?
Well, here, I'll give you the description.
All right.
Casino Queen Marquette. The picturesque riverboat casino located on the banks of the Mississippi River, and it has a street address.
Okay,
so it doesn't
the
leave.
Banks.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's on the banks, and it's
All right.
This is actually an overall report of the month. Casino Queen Marquette.
Okay.
They awarded in August, only August, $561,965 to visitors to the Riverboat Casino, the so-called Riverboat Casino.
Okay.
So they had, this was their monthly report. Biggest couple of big ones here. They had a couple of over $10,000, $11,600 to a visitor from Malta.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yes,
that was a good visit.
Visitor from Malta, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to tease it like that, but it was
right.
a visitor from. There's a town called Malta in Illinois. I thought that was kind of funny, given it's the gaming industry.
I don't think I've ever been on a riverboat casino. I've been on.
I've never had a chance to get on one.
Check that out.
Some of the other ones: Dragon Link Autumn Moon slot, which actually we don't see too much of.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the first versions of it. Dragon Link's Autumn Moon paid out a $37,000 jackpot. The Meow Meow Madness.
Was that cat?
I would assume so. I would hope it's cat related.
I guess it's cat.
Awarded about $37,000 throughout the month. Dragon Link Happy and Prosperous, which we see a lot of.
I've heard of
because
that one, yeah.
There's a lot of them in Atlantic City. Totaled 35,000 to a lot of different players in the month of August. But
Okay.
it's always nice seeing different casinos report what they're giving out jackpot-wise. That was for the entire month of August.
Okay.
Now we have Foxwoods Resorts. We're going up to Connecticut.
All right.
Again, not a jackpot, but a overall report for the month of August.
All right.
$32 million in slot revenue that they
got
received.
a lot of slots there. That's a big casino.
Yeah, they
That's
actually
a
are
big-
expanding even more. So
Okay. All right.
we're going to see some more from Foxwood Resorts up in Connecticut. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But, yeah, Connecticut, Foxwood Resort, doing a lot of good stuff up there. So always nice seeing the $32 million revenue. Which means they paid out a lot of jackpots on the revenue. So congratulations to Foxwoods and their players there. Now we're leaving Connecticut, going down 95 and heading to Jersey.
Oh, okay, Jersey.
We have another edition of Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show.
Oh, okay.
This one's short because the Division of Gaming Enforcement put out a update to their spreadsheet over the last 2 weeks, and it was only a couple of days.
Okay, did we finish up August yet?
I thought we did.
Okay.
I thought we did until I saw this this spreadsheet. There's a couple more in August we got to hit.
Okay. All right.
And I'm
Sounds
going to
good.
start off Jersey Jackpots, the show within a show. We're going to start off August 30th. DraftKings.com. $749,350.88 on NYX Gaming's Dragon Power.
Okay.
August 31st. $400,000 on DraftKings.com paid out by IGT's Game King Video Poker. That's actually kind of a classic game now.
Sure.
Now, that's the end of August. That's
Okay.
the true end of August
All
right
right.
there. I don't know why that wasn't included.
DraftKings ending strong.
Yeah. We're going to start off strong with DraftKings.
Oh, look at DraftKings.
DraftKings.com on September 1st. Inspired Big Bonus Booster. $582,358.71.
Okay.
Next day, September 2nd, we've got BetMGM getting into the mix. BetMGM.com, Evolution Crazy Time, which is considered their online live game show.
Okay.
It's a live host for a virtual wheel.
All right.
Evolution Crazy Time paid out $201,000 even.
Okay.
On September 2nd.
A lot of online stuff started
Yes.
off the month, huh?
Yep. September 3rd, we have an online and a brick and mortar.
Okay.
So you had to jinx it there.
Yeah, I know, right?
GoldenNuggetCasino.com, which we don't talk about too often. It's nice seeing them into the mix here. IGT's Wild Fury Jackpots. Very interesting game. If you actually are playing it on your phone and you don't if you have your sound up really high, lower it a little bit, because as soon as you hit the spin button, it starts shouting out Wild Fury with music playing and everything. The first time I ever played that game, I jumped. I almost dropped the phone.
I usually, when I'm on my phone playing slots or playing games on online casinos, I keep the sound off. So
yeah, that's smart with this game.
Yeah, okay.
But I shouldn't.
Obviously, it paid off.
Wild Fury paid out $110,785.65. Good game. I don't mean to, say anything negative about
But
it.
it's loud.
It's loud.
Okay.
It's loud. First brick and mortar of the week here, we've got Borgata and Atlantic City over in the marina. IGT's Wheel of Fortune Pink Diamond.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know that one existed. The Pink Diamond Wheel of Fortune slot machine paid out $680,101.34.
All right.
I got to figure out what that one is. I've never heard of the Pink Diamond.
There are so
version.
many different Wheel of Fortune variations for their slot machines and their online games. It's incredible.
What they got to do when they do this list, especially with the Wheel of Fortunes, put the year it was released.
Okay.
So we know how old these are, because I don't remember seeing a Pink Diamond last time I was in Borgata.
Maybe is it new?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't see a Pink Diamond Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
Although I really don't go around looking for Wheel of Fortune. They're all over the place. I mean, you can
see
trip
them.
over them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're huge.
Yes. Moving over to September 4th now, we've got FanDuelCasino.com someone playing digitals, and this is an interesting name, 333 Fat Frog.
Never heard of that.
I'm assuming it's frog related.
I guess.
Or maybe it's fly related. I don't know.
I got a FanDuel casino account.
I gotta
in New
look it
Jersey.
up, yeah.
I'll check it out. Fat Frog. I'll write it down.
But Digital's 333 Fat Frog paid out $128,218 on September 4th. September 5th, in our last entry, it's a very short week for Jersey Jackpots here. BetMGM.com is going to round out our Jersey Jackpots episode. Evolution's Vault Cracker.
Okay.
Interesting game. It's cops and robbers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, everything is vault-related with a robber trying to break into a vault. Bonus feature, you get caught, and you actually have to pick the criminal that stays alive. You know, it's not the guilty one.
All right.
And that's how you win your money, all that stuff. But BetMGM Evolution Vault Cracker, $131,296.18 on September 5th.
Okay. A lot of online
well, this
players
was
won a lot of money. What is the first week in September?
I was actually really surprised at this report because it wasn't 2 weeks of the month. It was the first week of the month here. But going through the totals here, like I always do, from January 1st through September 5th, since that's where the spreadsheet ended, 1,321 jackpots of $50,000 or more totaling $142,867,342.10.
Wow. Okay.
And we're stuck on the 13 jackpots of $1 million or more.
Okay.
Haven't had.
Well, we got a lot of
yet.
time left. We got a lot of time.
October kicked out a bunch last year, so I'm waiting to see what October brings. But we still have all of September. That'll probably be on the next edition of Jersey Jackpots, and that is the end of Jersey Jackpots for this week. Going to finish up on one lottery story. We've got a Massachusetts lottery winner here who has won the very first prize of a brand new game.
Oh, okay. What game was that?
The 2,050 times crossword.
Okay.
Cashword, I'm sorry. I already mispronounced it.
Cashword. All right.
2,050 times cashword. It's a takeoff on a crossword puzzle.
Okay.
It was just introduced earlier this year. And we have already the first $2 million winner.
Wow, okay.
It's I believe it's a $30 ticket, too.
All right.
Didn't say what it was in the press release, but Leandro D. Bought the ticket. First time this instant game is paid out. There is still, let's see, there are two other $2 million prizes, and there are 9 of the game's 10 second prizes, which are $1 million still out there as well.
All right.
He was the first $2 million.
So how many more $2 million are out
Two
there?
more.
Two more. Okay. Well,
so congratulations to Leandra, who was the first winner of this game. It's a brand new game. I actually got to see how some of these games pay out. I mean, you see these stories, and you just got to wonder which one pays out the quickest. I wonder if everyone's taken a look at that yet. When a game is introduced, how quickly the top prize gets paid out.
No, apparently it's pretty quick, right?
This was earlier this year. We're here in September.
Okay.
It could have launched in January, February, but again, he took the one-time payment of $1.3 million.
Smart.
Before taxes.
Good.
So congratulations to our lottery winner there. Congratulations to our slot winners, and congratulations to everyone out there. There's a lot more than what we cover in this show. We talk about $100,000 or more. There's a lot more jackpot winners out there, both lottery and casino. So congratulations to everybody there. And press releases info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
Stand, a house of cards that will never stand.